Ray J's stylist look like he's trying to emulate Beyonce again formation. It's the same hairstyle she had in Sweet Dreams. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is my review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Season 3, Episode 11, The Source. It starts off with Ray J thankfully talking with his father, Willie Norwood, because Willie is like the calming force in Ray J's life. He is. Because his mom, sometimes she means well, and she was a manager for a long time, but she sometimes can have that really, agitated, anxiety-inducing type of presence, because she's usually one that's gonna have to go, you're like, look, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do, I'm not gonna let you do this, not gonna let you do that. And that's a lot to deal with when you're trying to just be like, namaste, namaste, even though it's out of love. So thankfully he's talking with his father, and his father lets it be known, you're getting married to Princess. This is gonna be forever. You know in your heart of hearts if this is what you really want or not. So don't go and play this game of, oh, things are getting tough, I'm not really sure. Because Ray J's getting an outfit for his Coming to America look. And it's just like, son, this is serious. You're not getting a divorce from her. This person is the person you're supposed to be spending your life with. So don't go into this thinking, oh, I'm not sure. You were sure yesterday. You're still sure now. Anyone else, meaning your mom / anyone else, that's, making you feel otherwise, don't listen to them. Listen to yourself, listen to your heart. Lyrica is talking with Pam, and, she apologizes to Pam. And I'm so glad Lyrica apologized to Pam. And Pam was just like, look, baby girl, I know this isn't you talking. I mean, I know at the time that wasn't you talking. I know that was your mother. Because Lyrica was just like, I apologize. The way how I was acting, I do see that, because of some things that's been going on with my mom, and so it has been running off on me. You were right. Regardless of what it is, of course I'm going to defend my mom. She was like, yeah, that makes sense, but saying what I said to you was completely under disrespect, and I love you, I love your son. I'm not trying to be someone that's trying to make, the bridge between all of us farther and farther away. I'm trying to really bridge the gap. That's what I'm trying to do, and I need your help. So, first you accept my apology. She said, of course, I love you and I know your heart. Now your mother, on the other hand, was like, yeah, speaking of her, I need to get the card back, and so she agreed to give it back, but I figure you coming and, it being like an olive branch, that would be cool, that would be dope, that would work for us, right? And she was like, oh, okay, I'm thinking, wait, Lyrica, you really... Lyrica, little Lyrica, you really don't know your mom, do you? You really don't know your mom, do you? Please like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, guess who's back? Hazel. Hazel E is back. Back. She has a new song out with Fetty Wap. Things are on the up and up. She got that nose surgery done and over with. She looks good. She looks like she can't really move, but she looks good. A lot of them on the cast is like they can't really move, but they look good. Anyway, Darius is like, well, regardless of what happens, we're real friends. I'm my sister. We argue, we fight. It is what it is. And Hazel's like, yeah, well, when you're really... I was like, wait, Hazel, say the word. You can do it. Friends. There you go. You can come together. So... the reason why they're even having this conversation is, one, to address the fact that Tierra Marie does have some type of a drinking issue. We're not calling her an alcoholic, but she's one of those people that as soon as she has alcohol in her system, she acts dumb. She does dumb stuff, and it's a problem. Now she has a court case, it keeps escalating into something worse, and she doesn't know what to do. Every time she goes back to court, it gets worse. And that's partially because she's not changing her behavior. I really feel like that if her and... because she seemed like she was a little bit more, together when she was friends with Hazel E. I will give her that. When they were roommates and all of that. But Hazel's like, I know, Masika, right? Well, Fetty Wap's alleged, possibly baby mama not. Well, I did a song with Fetty Wap, and Masika did too. That doesn't really matter. What matters is that Masika was trying to insinuate that I didn't do the song with Fetty Wap. So I went and I said, well, maybe you didn't do the baby with Fetty Wap. I'm thinking, here we go with the BS. This is how we reintroduce Hazel E. At first I was like, why are you back? Why are you back? And just like that, we move on. And Princess, she's still over it. She's still over the whole situation of her and her friends and family and the foolishness with the wedding, Ray J and how he's been acting. And Princess lets it be known that, oh yeah, I'm good, but I may go and do a prenup, because Ray ripped up the prenup and Brandy was there. Brandy was like, yeah, you know, Ray, he took the prenup in front of all of us in the engagement party, ripped it up. You know, it was real boss-like. She was like, yeah, well, I'm going to go and get one of my own. But both of them, her friend and Brandy, both looked at her like, Smurf? What? Are you kidding me? You're with Ray and you want to create a prenup to make things... What? And just like what I said in my last video, it's to protect her assets. We're not going to pretend like her assets equal to what Ray's assets equal to. What's the principle of it all? And people didn't understand the concept of, I know the petty side of Ray J. I don't know it personally as in he's done anything to me or anyone I know. But you know, from his interactions, TV, the media, all of that, I know Ray J in the past has had a petty side. And so, and to Princess, we know that for a fact. Are we going to pretend like him calling the cops and calling TMZ and saying that he beat her? Did we forget all of that? So you really want her to fully trust? Like, she's done some stuff too. Let's not pretend like that didn't happen either. But Ray J's done some stuff. So that's why she's like, regardless of what happens, regardless of what people think I may or may not have, I'd rather go and come out of the marriage, if we ever divorce, with something rather than nothing. Because you think you'll get half, but you know, if he knows the right people, who knows? Jesus. But then again, I'd still go for that risk of getting the half of what Ray J has versus... Anyway, you know, Brandy's getting a fitting in the background, and Princess is talking to her friend because she's dealing with the fact that her friends aren't... Well, she doesn't really have that many friends. Her family's not really there, and then Ray J's mom, because again, Brandy at the time was saying, well, you know, I know Ray J's mother, I know her more than I know Brandy. I'm like, then I know Princess. I'm like, oh, okay. You didn't have to say that, but okay. And I know her heart. It's like, no, she actually did say, the Princess, I don't think you two should be getting married. It is what it is. Nikki Baby, you know, she doesn't have a storyline anymore because she's not with Safari. So we're not going to see Safari that much anymore. And now she's on to Tierra Marie, because Tierra Marie does have an issue. Tierra Marie's friend Andrew, they go and they have this conversation. They're at some makeup, it looks like Sephora or something, where they're just hanging around and chit-chatting, while the reality is Tierra Marie's on her way. Tierra Marie does have a drinking problem. Tierra Marie keeps getting in trouble. It keeps getting worse, and Nikki Baby's concerned because, you know, her brother died, and the thing is, he also had an issue with substances. He had some other stuff too, but drinking was one of them. And he was the type of person, when he would drink, he would become a whole other person. He would get irate. Same thing with Tierra Marie. Let's just be real. Is it just like a small amount of alcohol? No. But it's enough to where she gets nice and then she's a little off. Like when she was talking to Hazel, I was like, damn, is she drunk already? Because she seemed kind of sluggish. She was like, hey, girl. Like, oh, damn it. So she goes there and she tells them, yeah, she was actually late to her court hearing because her lawyer told her the wrong time. I'm thinking, what type of legal team do you have, even though you say, yeah, you're confident in them? How would you be confident in people that made you late to the very important court case that could have actually turned into something, and now it's turning into something because now you have to turn yourself in because you were late and the judge isn't happy, so you need to go and give your friend Andrew bail money to bail you out of jail because you are going to jail. What? What type of legal team is that? Now, this next scene is with the, sponsored by, what was that? Sponsored by Jaguar? That looked like, that was either Ferrari or Jaguar. Either way, that looked like the Ferrari F-Pace. If it was a Jaguar, it is what it is. Long story short, they went to the dealership, said, I want that one. We're going to have the cameras. We're going to go and do a 2-minute commercial for your brand. We're going to showcase it. We're going to show each angle of the vehicle. We'll show underneath the vehicle. We will see the people who are pissed off that you're barely driving quickly, driving as slow as possible. It's like, Lord, we know this thing's rented. In reality, we have to give it back. But Max tells with you, why do you keep entertaining this mess? And he said, look, I understand you're not getting it right now because we understand that Moniece does what she does, and Brandy's right. You can't control how it comes back to you, but the reality is you can't control your involvement in it. And the fact that you're going and doing this, I still stand by what I said. It's not right that they're trying to do this. I know some people don't care because they're like, oh, she did this or that. No, that doesn't constitute this happening to her with the sex tape. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No. Is it a bigger deal because she has a son and, you know, things are crazy now, kids? Yeah. And he says, you know, I told Fizz and he told Moniece. They had a conversation with Jason. It is what it is. Brandy's pissed because it's like, how can you go and do that? He said, you are a mother. I actually know their son. I actually hang around with the son. How am I going to go and when the son's older and be like, oh, so you did that to my moms. You just stood back and let that happen to my moms. You know, regardless of how people feel, that was real. These people really do know each other. And so there are certain boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. But to get into Brandy's head, Max had to go a different route. WWBD. What would Beyonce do? Because you know Brandy knows Beyonce. Well, she knows the Carters. The Knowles and the Carters. What have you. Brandy says, you know what, you're right. Beyonce, because Max said, would Beyonce go and sell a sex tape? No. Would Beyonce do anything sex tape related? No. So why are you doing it? It's like, yeah, you right. You know, my friend, my good girl, I'm thinking, Beyonce needs to go and throw a cease and desist letter because there's too many people throwing her name out there, and some of these people aren't credible. These uncredible people, these uncredible people throwing out Beyonce's name like that. But Tierra Marie, speaking of, you know, Knowles and the Cars, remember she was part of that, all that. Anyway, Tierra Marie, the judge threw the book at her, and she actually had to go to jail for 6 hours. She was prosecuted, everything. She went to jail for 6 hours, so Andrew was there, and Nikki Baby came for moral support. Tara was actually crying, or quote-unquote crying in there, because you can see the black mascara, kind of. And they're just there, they have her back. She's just glad she has actual people who care enough about her since her family isn't there. My whole thing is, did anyone catch when she said, you know, I'm glad that Andrew and Nikki Baby were here to help bail me out? Because she said $26,000. I don't think she expected $26,000. I'm thinking Nikki Baby was like, oh, wait, what? Wait, Andrew, slow down. How much? Okay, I got you. Let me go to the club. I'll just pick it up off the floor and it'll be good. So Moniece has a conversation with Masika, and Moniece lets it be known that Brandy's trying to sell this whole sex, well, not trying to sell, but trying to get the sex tape that Moniece has with this person that she knows. And Moniece is just like, originally I wasn't sure who it was, but after Fizz went and, you know, pried more information out of Jason, he found out that was a rapper that I was supposed to know. So it was Philip. And this is someone who I actually knew. This was a real relationship. This wasn't someone who I just happened to come across. I just happened to be like a whole fly-by-night-by. No. This is someone who I thought was a friend is trying to play me out. So this isn't what's going to go down. Masika decides she needs to tell her own story of how Hazel E went and did a song with Fetty Wap. But it really wasn't Fetty Wap, it was Flippity Flop, because there was this guy, just like the inflections weren't right, you know, the cadences weren't right, the yeah, baby, you know, close enough, wasn't right, and she just felt like, I need to go and talk to Fetty, you know, I don't talk to him for anything else, but I'm gonna go and bring this up. He's like, I know I don't normally call you because you barely hear, but the reality is, there's some chick trying to say that you're on a song with her, Hazel E. Do you know who that is? Who? It was like, do you want me to send a song that you're supposedly on? Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, please, please. I'm calling my lawyer right now, I'm gonna stop this minute. Do I care that it was messy that she did that? No. Is this whole thing really stupid and pointless? Yes. Off to something remotely more interesting. Shout out to Princess Love. Princess Love, this whole season's been looking really good. She lost that weight and I was just like, ooh, look at her. But even though she looked good before, Princess meets with an attorney, and the attorney, this is where we find out the full backstory. That Ray, actually being, well, you know, him and his old ways, you know, his past ways of when he was drinking a lot, partying a lot, and not going to church as often, paying attention to his woman, push his woman in the pool type of days, he actually bought Princess Love's name, the rights to her name. Princess Love bought the rights to her image, but not her actual name. I'm thinking, wait, you didn't consult a lawyer to make... Okay, whatever. It is what it is. So, Ray J, being, you know, old Ray J, bought her name, and then also took her car away from her. I'm thinking, first of all, someone can't take something that's not theirs truly just like that, unless it was really theirs and they put your name on it, you know, for insurance purposes and say, here, this is your car. But that's the thing. If you don't really own something fully, someone else could always come and take it from under you. That's the reality of all of this. And that's the main issue. Because Princess feels insecure about the relationship because things aren't as great as they were before the wedding started. Which makes sense because they're actually going to be a real married couple. This is what normally happens when weddings come along. It's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Forever becomes very apparent to people and they start bugging out. So, do I get the concept of why she did it? I'm still thinking, I understand your name is everything. And I respect that, kind of. I respect that, but I would still rather go and fight for half of what Ray J has versus, it's like, yeah, go take whatever, the swimsuit line, the hairline. Like, I understand that's important because it shows what you were actually able to accomplish, but I want someday secure my... Lord, that's the... Anyway, we get to the foolishness. The foolishness recommences when we have security having to break up because, you know, all of a sudden... it's all well and good. Lyrica G's driving up because she's thinking, oh, I'm going to get my car back. Shout out to Lyrica G. I like her car better. Anyway, side note. Lyrica G is pissed because she sees Pam behind the wheel. So she goes, stops her car, tries to yank Pam out of the car. They start to scuffle. I'm thinking, is this really happening right now? Is this really happening right now? And you can tell that something actually happened because Lyrica G looks disheveled. Pam, miracle happened. Little Lyrica, you know, she finally stood up to her mom because her mom was going off on Pam and also on her. And because remember, Pam was saying how she felt that Lyrica G was using her or taking advantage of the situation, which she was. And we all saw that and we all felt that. So little Lyrica finally turned into Lyrica and was just like, look, I do not care how you feel, da 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 da. I just want you to pretend to at least give each other the opportunity to get along. Can you do that? Can you possibly do that? Can you do that for me? For me. You say you love me, so why can't you do this for me? And you know, she looked like she was about to cry. She was yelling. She was over it. Her mom was shook. Her mom couldn't say anything because I think she finally realized, Lyrica G realized, that she was being really selfish in the situation. Pam doesn't love the idea. And here's the thing. She's being very technical and being very realistic with the whole, I can't just go and fake the funk. No, it's not about faking the funk. It's about starting anew. When you start anew, you have to start with a fresh slate. And what's involved with starting with a fresh slate means that you have to take the plunge. So Lyrica got both of the moms to hug. Because originally, Lyrica G was like, no, I can't hug. That's fake and phony. He's like, hello, you're trying to start over, aren't you? Aren't you? So do it. So they did it, and then they started to argue again because it's like, well, you know, if you didn't do this and if you didn't do that, you said, no. We finally got some resolution. We finally stopped with the conflict for a second. I'm not going to go and mess up this opportunity. Continue to hug. That's the only way you two... chest to chest. That's the only way you two seem to be able to keep together. Moniece goes and talks with Philip. SL, he's a rapper, apparently. And SL lets it be known, because here's the whole backstory. They were cool, you know, for around 2 years. They dated on and off, and they broke up because of long distance. She thought she really had a friend in him. He felt the same way. He's trying to go and paint this picture of, because originally, you know, he was trying to stall. He just had this smirk on his face the whole time. We know he doesn't really care. We know, because it's the whole thing of he's a man type of thing, him being in a situation like that. So I'm sure he doesn't care the way that he probably should. At least I'll say that. Moniece, you know, was originally pretending to be very calm. When he was taking a while to answer, she said, okay, well, you're going to go speed this up. So you lost your phone. You have 2 phones. One of the phones that you had it on, you recorded it. You recorded this, and somehow it got into the possession of Jason Lee. And so he's just like, well, you know, I didn't sell it to him. I didn't do anything like that, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Other people saw this tape, so it has circulated. So what are you saying? That's why I'm trying to figure out, okay, Jason Lee's saying he doesn't have the tape. Well, let's say, hypothetically, he was just using the content off of that particular phone. It wasn't copied, what have you, because for legal reasons he didn't want to be involved with that. Okay, fine, well, good, whatever. There was still some form of distribution that has already occurred. So legally, some BS has commenced. Moniece has the right to partake in legal action, but Phil was trying to make it very clear that this was most certainly consensual, and she said, be it as that may. The consent wasn't for you to go and release it. Yes, we could go and record it, and you were the one that had it. I didn't have a copy of my own. And it's like, so how are you going to go and send me that copy? Now, how am I supposed to be assured that that's the only copy? I'm thinking, Moniece, it's already out there. People have already seen it. There's technology to where you can just record the screen or image that's on the monitor. So I'm sure someone else has it legally, because you're putting up all of this, you know, putting up all of this in order to try and stop it. No one's going to release it. But again, he did not seem apologetic. He really didn't seem like he actually cared. So she slapped him in the face, and once part of me was thinking, Moniece, you shouldn't be putting your hands on him. And that white woman in the background was like, what is this chick doing? What is this chick doing? But the other guys were laughing. I feel like that might have been his friends or so. Again, I feel that, was it wrong for him to do what he did? Yes. Do I feel super bad for Moniece? No. Do I wish it on Moniece? No. That's how I'll leave it. Do I think she should have hit him? That's up to her. But, you know, I don't like that, only because if he even flinched for a moment, like, whoa, did you just really... But security at least was there, so it is what it is. Hazel E is having fun in the club, and apparently, I almost said Mushia. I almost said Mushia. So we have Moniece, and then we have, Masika. Masika, here's the thing about Masika. Masika's talking about getting child support from Fetty Wap, but then she went and sent Hazel E a bot. I don't know. It's just little things like that that irritates me. Little things like that that I think about. And of course, they're throwing jabs at each other because Masika's saying how she actually talked to Fetty Wap and that wasn't the real Fetty Wap on your record. You're fake, you're a phony. Hazel E was just like, well, you know what? I said what I said about, not about your daughter. I don't talk about kids. Your daughter's beautiful. And it's the whole concept of, we don't know who the father really is. I'm thinking, are we still on this mess? Hazel E throws a drink when Masika isn't paying attention. It's just all so stupid. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I'm tired of most of these shows. I almost feel like I need to just stay to the scripted shows because most of this is stupid. Stupid.